interesting. There we go. Huh. Alrighty. Let's get this party started. Sarah! How are you? How's everyone doing tonight? My name is Sean. I make chainmail, and tonight is a surprise stream. Not because I have something awesome going on, simply because I am usually at practice tonight on Tuesdays. So it is a surprise that I'm here. I'm doing okay. I've got some supplies to finish up some stuff. I don't know why this is over here. Alrighty. So, as I said, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and I make and stream me making chainmail. I don't want to do that one yet. This one? So right now I've got a couple of bracelets here. I'm going to add some clasps too. These were all usually work right now, but you're on a bit of a staycation instead. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What am I missing here? Do I have too many? I need to grab a ring really quick. No. I think this is what I want. No, that's not what I want. Hang on. One of these will work. All right. So, I've had these bracelets sitting around for quite some time, cleaned up, ready to go, ready to be sold or, you know, picked up by someone. And finally broke down and ordered some clasps, just some lobster clasps for them. Nothing too fancy, but I have a bunch of, like, what do you call it? A bunch of little stuff that I need to get done. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is really small. I don't know, how many inches is this? Actually, I shouldn't measure it that way. All right, let's get my perfect bracelet measuring device. That's 7 1/4, 7 1/2. No, 7 1/4. That'll fit someone. Just gonna leave it as is. I don't have any more of these rings, so this is a box chain bracelet for anyone wondering. And this one is Turkish round mail, all stainless steel. Got some stainless steel lobster clasps for them. Oh, I need to change my camera over here. There we go. So for anyone watching on one of the regular streaming platforms, I will zoom in on these in a minute. Anyway. Alright. So, a staycation, huh? How long do you get to go on a staycation for? If you don't mind me asking. No, I'll grab my scissors for this. I've got a inverted round mail bracelet or a necklace right there. And where are my scissors? No, for real, where are my scissors? Those are like the most expensive scissors I've ever owned. Oh no, I found them. Okay. Crisis averted. No one had to be sacrificed. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Is it back here? No. I found my scissors. A little Sharpie work, and we'll be on our way. Angela, thank you for the follow. Pookie, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you again. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, to give an example, okay, this is box chain. Round mail kind of looks like this, right? Kind of. Similar weave. This is Turkish round mail, where every other set of rings is inverted, right? And then this, the necklace, is captive inverted round, where all the rings, or all the sets of rings, are inverted. That creates a hollow tube. You're actually moving, buying a house. Congratulations. I feel you on missing scissors. You have a collection of over 100 of them, preferably all steel constructed ones. Your favorite, 26-inch for cutting patterns out. Ooh, buddy, that's a big pair of scissors. So, this necklace it's a hollow tube. I'm going to place a piece of black leather cord in there from Tandy. So, we'll get our accurate measurement real quick. And we'll finagle it down in there. You're pretty excited? I'm excited for you. Getting the opportunity to get a house, especially right now, that's awesome. Come on. Tie in a knot. All right. I want to open up one end of this, and then we'll finagle this cord down the middle. Takes a little wiggling, but once it's done, you've got this cool necklace with a, it's all stainless, and it's got black leather cord down the middle. It's cool. It's a cool necklace pattern. It only took you 28 years to be a real adult. Yeah. No, I feel ya. So you kind of twist and wiggle it around. It helps if you don't have anything opposing it, like corners or... That is going fairly easily. Might get all there. Last how you bought was 3 years ago. Always fun getting the signing completed. Then 6 months in, they call you to refinance every 6 months. Yeah, that sounds about right. I get it's not even 6 months. I had the big mortgage company that got they had a data breach recently, Mr. Cooper. So they bought out my mortgage from NationStar, and they send me letters once a week. They call me once a week minimum, try and get me to refinance or take out a home equity loan. I'm just like, I can see getting a home equity loan at some point, but not right now. So that leather cord is in. That was way smoother than I thought it would be. And we'll button this up. Oh, come on. There you go. Any way to prevent you from paying it off? Yeah, 100%. It's like, I can understand getting a HELOC if you want to do some home renovation stuff, whatever. But I'm not in the home renovation process right now, so I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, is this the end I wanted to put? No, okay. And then did I finish the cube? The cube that I was working on last night is currently in the tumbler with a bunch of new stainless rings that I got from TRL, and they've been in there, multiple water changes at this point, and it's still, I'm getting some pretty dark water. So if you look in there, you can see that black leather cord going through the middle there. There is another, it's not a different weave, it's the same weave, it's called captive inverted round, and in each set of rings there's a captured ring, right? And I don't have the right ring set for this. I don't have the right ring size for this ring size that I'm using. Liam, how you doing tonight? So I'm throwing a leather cord in there, and I don't know, we'll see. Should I throw this on here? Let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh, don't tell me that doesn't fit through there. Absurd. Only thing you can think of is maybe a solar setup. Yeah, the only reason I'd get a solar setup is if I lived off grid. I had a solar guy come by the house recently, and we were talking, and he's saying, oh, all these houses will have solar on them in the next 10 years. And I'm like, I doubt it. I guess they have like some kind of 4th generation solar panel that's supposed to be really good now. And Scott, thank you for the follow. All right. Pendant needs to like be broken in a little bit. It's a little tight. So that's not too bad. For anyone watching overhead, let me zoom in for you at all the wonderful stuff that we've put together so far. One box weave bracelet, you can't see that. one Turkish round bracelet, and one captive inverted round necklace, or inverted round necklace. 16,000, your 550 electric bill per month, and it likely to double in the next year. As you thinking it's needed to offset the costs, right? I can understand that. However, I remain unconvinced that you're just trading your power bill for a bill for your solar power. So, all right. Now these ones, this is all square wire. Is that why I brought these here? I think so. I'm going to use this ring. Holy crap. Elephants are crashing around upstairs. This is just your standard Byzantine bracelet, made out of square wire rings. So the rise of the cost of power does concern me. Don't get me wrong. But like everything, you know, everything's going up. I don't know. I don't know what the right decision is. I don't want to have another bill on top of everything else that I have going on to worry about. You know. All right, what are those? 8 1/4 and 7 1/4. That's not too bad. Now these, I've got. Let me check something here. Let me grab another ring size. Trip. Very nice. Thank you, Fernando. All right. For these ones, these are some half Persian 4-in-1 bracelets. If you could afford, you would go geothermal like your uncle did. He makes $1,500 a month and powers his 9-bedroom house. Jeez. Yeah, geothermal would be awesome. Something I believe in far more than anything else out there. As far as power not from electrical companies. You know, alternatives to power plants. I tell you what I want. Here's how I think about this, right? I don't really want a power generator. I want a supplement. Does that make sense? Like, I have a regular generator that'll do the freezers and stuff, and the fridges in case of a blackout. I would love to have a giant propane tank, but that'll probably never happen in my neighborhood. So, okay, that's what I was afraid of right there. As opposed to solar or wind or anything like that. 6,000 in power of 1,500 in solar maintenance sounds better to you still than straight grid? Yeah. I don't want to be... I need a water mill for free flowing power? Yeah. That's the kind of electricity I grew up on. Was hydraulic power. We had a hydraulic power plant that powered the Boise Valley. Sean, how you doing? That looks like it'll give me enough room. But I don't live anywhere near that place now. You know, the closest body of water to me is a giant lake. And it's got currents, but it doesn't flow. I'm doing all right. Getting some small stuff taken care of around my basement here. We're throwing some clasps on some rings or some bracelets, and getting some work done. I don't know, probably should photograph these, post them somewhere. And then I don't know, I want to get some packaging. I don't like the packaging that my stuff comes in off of my website, and I would like to have some nice packaging coming out of, you know, the stuff that I make. Trying to get me some of that. I want pretty packaging. I am not doing this correctly, am I? No, I'm not. Okay. That's fine. This is fine. There. That's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. I don't particularly care for lobster clasps on bracelets, but when you just have a simple chain, right? Looking for higher end stainless clasps is difficult, right? Like I have this one, and I have some of these coming here as well. I've got some of these coming here pretty soon. Make a bunch of bracelets with these, right? I love these. I think they look great. I think they look awesome. I think they're far superior to your standard lobster clasp, right? But, like, they don't fit every weave. You know, like this 16 gauge, 5/16, half Persian 4-in-1. I couldn't put one of these clasps on the ends. It would look weird, right? So, lobster clasp it is until I find something better. That's 7.5. And I will eventually. Something will pop up and be awesome. Everybody likes pretty packaging. Packaging can help a lot. And while you're now making wooden boxes for your higher end work, there you go. What is my favorite closure to use for bracelets? It's the one I was just showing. The shackle. Right, that's my favorite one for bracelets so far. I might make some higher or some heavier duty necklaces and put some of these on them. But these are expensive, and in order to get them to really work, See those two rings in there? Right in between my two fingers? Those have got to be welded into place. So that looks really cool. Thank you. Yeah. How did I do this one? What did I do here? 3/16. Okay. And all this is none of this is spoken for. All the bracelets I'm adding stuff to tonight. Just FYI, in case anyone's interested. Where are we at here? High quality, all stainless sliding spring clasp versus the cheap plated magnetic style. You need to make some in titanium to anodize. Yeah, there you go. If you start making high-end titanium clasps, I'll be very interested in seeing what you come up with. So the problem is that there's so many different weaves, there's so many different ring sizes, is that there's no one size fits all clasp, right? So every time you try something new, you're kind of stuck with what's available, you know? And it sucks, but I don't know of any way around it, so... come on. Alright, and I look for new clasps all the time. I get an idea of a specific type of clasp that I'd like to see, and I wonder if anyone's ever made it, and I look all over the place. So... these lobster clasps on bracelets are kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're kind of like you got to have a second person to help you with them, right? And it's just, all right. So there are 5 bracelets now ready to go. And that's, I can shorten them, I can't lengthen them. I'm out of all of these rings, from what I understand. You might find one laying about somewhere, but... see. And then here's the thing too. They do make different sizes of lobster clasps, right? Let me... grab one of these real quick. Just as an example. Right? So, that Byzantine chain on the left there with a lobster clasp, I mean, that's a 15 millimeter lobster clasp. It's one of the larger ones that is out there. I don't know how much bigger they get. So there's Byzantine on the bottom, Turkish round mail, half Persian 4-in-1, box, and then another half Persian 4-in-1, the same size, which is 7.5, 7/32. That's kind of how that broke down. Let's see how this wears. Can you even see it behind my beard? No. Oh. So, some bracelets and a necklace that have been waiting to be finished. I don't know if I'm going to keep that. I doubt I will keep that pendant on there, but And then these need to go back in here, and then we need to find something else to work on. So this is kind of the last of the jewelry that will come out of any old rings that I have, which is kind of nice. It's like I'm ready for sell these and move on and get some higher quality rings, and then, you know, implement the designs I've started working with since then. So, all right. What's next? I don't even have another project. You go here. Go put stuff away. All right. Oh, I know what we can work on. Let me grab some pieces, some other pieces I was working on. We got this center bead here. And I ran out of rings working on that. So I finally have some more rings. And I don't know quite how long I'm going to make these, but we will just copy the other side. All right, there we go. And I have 15 unfinished double-stranded Byzantine bracelets, right? Some of them are just the center bead like this one is, and then some of them are like this one, where there's 5 beads on each one. And I'm finally finishing, I finally have the supplies on the way to finish those up, so those will get photographed and videoed and then boxed up. That'll be nice to have all that stuff done. So the making them and the waiting on supplies is the easy part. It's the 5-beaded ones are really cool. They are a complete pain to make because it's graduated through all the beads. And so I think there are, let me see if I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, maybe 6 different ring sizes in this one bracelet. So it's a headache. That was an expensive trial and error to figure out what the right ring sizes were to weave all those together. But I think worth it in the long run because I think they're cool as hell. See here. 1, 2, 3. I want to say maybe 3 in the single strand Byzantine bracelets that I make. There's at least 3 different ring sizes, and I want to say 4. Sir Guido, how you doing? You finally caught a live for me? Right on. Yeah, tonight is a surprise stream because I was not expecting to be home, but they canceled school, and so practice got canceled, and I'm home. So I got all my chores done, and now I actually got a lot of work done today too. The hat band I was working on last night is all woven into a jelly cube. Thank you for the roses. And it's all woven into a jelly cube, and it's in the tumbler right now. And I've changed the water out several times, but it's still pretty dark, so I'm going to keep changing it out until 6 are those fireballs. Thank you. I'm going to keep changing the water out until the water comes out clear. It's getting better, but, you know. One wash at a time, I guess. $66 fireballs. Nice. Alright, so after that I'll have like 20 some odd bracelets that have accessories like beads and whatnot. I've got 2 sterling silver necklaces with pendants on them that a friend of mine wire wrapped, and then some dice bags. Like, my little collection of stuff for sale is going to like quadruple in size. You need to wear more of your stuff. You don't wear much jewelry. Yeah, no. Wear it all the time. Wear it all the time. Make ridiculous stuff and wear it. Because that's what I do. Now, it's, of course, much easier to wear stuff during the spring, summer, and fall here because it gets, it's in the 30s. I can't complain about the cold too much yet. Apparently, we're supposed to drop down to the negatives next week, but it does get extremely cold here, and the metal will get really cold as well if you're wearing it out in the wintertime. So it's kind of a pain to wear in the wintertime, but I manage. My goal is to make it so that I have my chainmail shirts look fashionable enough to wear out in public and not be going to anything, a con or a Renaissance festival or something. Just randomly go out to dinner in a chainmail shirt and have it look normal. It's sub-freezing in Ohio, yeah. So it's like I have the few chainmail themed hoodies that I've gotten, stuff that I've designed for my store. I have a few of those things that I'll wear out. So, and I get questions about that all the time too. Speaking of which, having this done, or getting this stuff done, I should be taking a break here from working during the day to getting some computer work done for new designs. I need to do that. Need to clear off my desk of all the little crap, and then finish up some of my designs that I've been working on for new clothing and new accessories and stuff. Like, I want to make some more designs for the giant snug hoodie. Need to get to that. That's a nice big canvas to work with too. So, and then there's the a chainmail onesie in my store right now, and I want to make some more designs for that. Who doesn't need a chainmail themed adult onesie? And all of that is on top of all of the other projects I have going on. So it's fun. This is fine. Yeah, there's a giant adult onesie in the store right now. And it's all chainmail themed. So I haven't had the chance to pick one up for myself, but yeah, what is it? Does it go up to 5X? Is that what it is? I think the, so yeah, big person sizes. I think it goes up to 5X. Maybe only 3. I should do the unicorn inlay design on more than just the hooded blanket. I should. It goes up to 4X? Okay. That's not too bad. A lot of the stuff... Like, we have larger leggings. There are some larger sized hoodies coming. And I haven't even put the regular hoodies back in there, back in the store. I need to do that. But larger size hoodies. And I can't remember what else there was that was like sized for big and tall. Jessica, thank you for the follow. But yeah, there's I don't know. I do need to make more designs and put the unicorn inlay on more than just the hooded blanket, but there's okay, I can make, like, I have the unicorn design and I would have to do some more renders to get it to any other garment, but that's fine, right? So it's some time involved, and then getting a product up takes like 4 hours. Right? From the time you get all the photos up on your website and do all the editing that you need to do. So I have been unenthusiastic about doing that. It's just a time-consuming process on top of doing the designs and everything else. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, chainmail isn't a time-consuming process? It is, but the difference is that I can sit here and move my hands around and, you know, listen to a podcast and do other stuff. But when I designing, editing, and publishing a product to the website, it's kind of have to have a little bit more of my attention, and it's not as entertaining. So, all right, where are we at here? Ooh. I don't know how long these will be when they're done. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3.5. So that's 8 plus a inch long clasp, roughly, 1.5 inches. So this will be, when it's done, 9 inches in length overall, but then, you know, wrapped around your wrist, it would probably fit 8.25 to 8.5 inch wrist. So, and that, you know, that can of course be lengthened and adjusted and whatnot. Okay. And I don't know, I think I'm screwing myself a little bit by getting all this little stuff out of the way. Like, I need to get it out of the way to clear off space to get my head clear so that I can work on some of these larger projects. But then once I have these, like, all I have are large projects. Finally, another artist. How goes it? Hey, Devin, how you doing? It's going pretty good. Uno, dos, tres, 4, 5. Okay. Getting a lot of little stuff off the desk, getting it finished, and getting to a point where they can be sold, and that I can work on other large projects without having them in the way. Your shop flooded today? That's awesome. That's just the best. That sucks. I fear that all the time, because where I'm right now is in my basement, and we were supposed to get 10 inches of snow last night, but we got rain and slush and ice, and it was garbage. All the schools closed down in fear of this snowstorm that was coming, and then nothing. Just icy, not even icy conditions, really. Right? You might hit a little patch of ice on the road or on the sidewalk or something, but yeah, it felt like you were in the movie Jumanji when it happened. I'll bet. I need to get a backup battery for the sump pump in my basement, and maybe a backup sump pump. Allegedly, Central Texas is supposed to get some snow on Monday. It won't stick though. That'll be fun. I remember when I was living in San Antonio and they had a freeze and the whole city shut down. No, I'm in the Midwest in Wisconsin. Yeah, there was a big freeze across country. San Antonio got hit. All the roads froze over with freezing rain, right? So there's like ice an inch thick all over the highways and whatnot. And they don't have the infrastructure. They don't have, San Antonio doesn't have the trucks, like the salt trucks or anything, or snow plows or whatever to go and clear the roads. So the whole city shut down for like a day and a half. And I worked at San Antonio Military Medical Center at the time. And, you know, it was a 15-minute drive down the highway, but people were making that drive in like 4 or 5 hours. People were running out of gas on the highway just because everybody and everything was moving so slow. You guys got hammered out on the East Coast? Yeah. Yep, apparently we're in for more crazy weather towards the end of this month. Yeah, okay, you said your shop flooded today. So I had some buddies in Maine, and they had a rainstorm hit them last month. They had their roads washed out, you know, their houses flooded wherever they were, and you know there were like 4-foot deep runs where this water had just swept everything away. Up in Maine, it was crazy. So all my friends were fine, fortunately. They lost power for a little bit, but they were okay. Yes, everyone please stay safe. So you have to work towards the end of the month when it's supposed to be super cold, Sarah, and you're moving too? All at the same time? Do I have that right? You're in for a fun time? Is that what you're telling me? Excuse me. Oh yeah? Alright. Yeah, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah. In 2015, shortly before I moved up here, we had some serious flooding in Texas. I think I was talking about this the other night. Just massive amounts of rain and flooding everywhere. Reminds you of Snowmageddon in Georgia 6 or 7 years. You from New Hampshire on your way to get beer. Cops turned lights on as you passed the off-ramp and didn't follow you. Got to the gas station and cop rolls up behind you 2 minutes after being there, telling us they tried to pull us over. Gave them your New Hampshire license and they told you to enjoy the weather. Nice. But yeah, I think I was talking about this the other night, flooding in Texas, where like people had built up on these dry riverbeds, you know, on the edges, and the houses were like swept away by all the flooding. It was crazy. You know, these riverbeds hadn't seen water in 10 years, 15 years. So, it is nuts. And that was the last year I was there. And we moved up here. And we have tornado warnings up here or we can get tornado warnings up here. I don't think we've ever had a serious one. Knock on wood. We just get a ton of snow, like a miserable amount of snow. So, just not last night for some reason. Almost got this to length here. All it'll need after this is a buckle clasp and it's good to go, which is on the way. Excuse me. Along with a bunch of other distracting fun supplies. And hopefully, we can, RawDog100, thank you for the follow. Hopefully, I'll be able to sell some bracelets, move some merchandise, and then purchase the anodizer and finish out getting my rivet setup going. Hopefully. That is the goal. And then we'll have more fun stuff to play with and record, and it'll be good. Like, oh, I want to make a necklace for myself. It was mentioned earlier how big is this? 3/4 of an inch. Okay. I've got this like nail ring that Renee got me. It's kind of cool, you know. It's okay to wear. It's not great, right? But I don't really want to wear that many rings. So I want to make a big fat chain for that to just hang on, to just be on. I don't know what ring size I'm going to use yet, but we'll see. 14 gauge, like 14 gauge 1/4 inch and 14 gauge 5/16, and do a Turkish round. If you make chainmail and you didn't know, right? The best looking Turkish round mail I've made. Let me get this bracelet off of here. Is made with 2 sizes, right? The first one I did was 18 gauge 3/16 for the outer rings and 18 gauge 5/32 for the inner rings, right? So you see the inverted rings there, and then the outer rings were the bigger rings. This is 20 gauge 1/8 and 20 gauge 3/32, right? Because when you use the same ring size all throughout, the rings on the inside have a tendency to overlap each other. So I use 2 different ring sizes, 20 gauge and 1/8 and 20 gauge 3/32, 18 gauge 3/16 and 18 gauge 5/32, and then like just off the top of my head, 14 gauge quarter inch and 14 gauge 5/16 might work. I don't know. I'd have to double check that. You will share a ring saver chain attachments you could show off. Some stream to add a chain to. I will share a ring saver chain attachment you could show off. Oh, okay. Yeah. Send it. Alright. Oh, I've got my drill down here in the basement with the batteries all charged up and ready to go. I am going to try and drop my kid off at school and then come back home and start working on the saddlebag covers. So I want to swing by Hobby Lobby or Lowe's or Michael's or whatever. I would like to have some clamps. I don't have enough chip clips to do this, but I want to use some clamps to hold the chainmail kind of in place so it's not like sliding off and everything. So hopefully I'll remember to go get those tomorrow. And then the drill is down here. I've got some lace to work with, some leather cord, and then I've got 2 more rolls on the way. Mini binder clips, yeah, something like that. The dollar store right near me, that what do you call it? Dollar General? Family Dollar. Used to be like Family Video. Now it's a Dollar Tree. I don't know. I don't ever go in there. The one time I tried to go in there, they were closed because of construction. I was like, are you serious? What did I need? I needed like paper plates or something. But yeah, mini binder clips. Those would work pretty good. Something like that. I have one mini binder clip that I know the location of and probably a dozen others somewhere, but I would have to go search all through the house for them to find them. It's just less time consuming to go and pick something up that'll work. So, and can also be multi-purpose, right? Like, just because I'm using it to hold the chainmail in place, there are several leather projects that I would need some clips for. You have a bunch of mini binder clips that I snagged from your work. They will... By snag, do you mean steal? They work great for all sorts of craft stuff. Yeah. Alright. So those are even. There will be like a 1-inch clasp in here. A buckle clasp that'll look like that. And then that's the... I need to put that on my hand so the thing can focus. Oh, that's that one. For anyone. Reappropriated. Yeah, there you go. That's a 50-cent word right there. Alright, for anyone watching up here, reallocated, yeah. That's one. Alright, where are we at? 936. This one's ready to go. Just needs a clasp. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it'll fall out. What I'm going to start with, I'm just going to start making a Byzantine chain, and then I'll attach it to the center focal bead here. That way I'm not having to maneuver around a weight hanging off the end of the strand of chainmail I'm making. That's always fun. Yeah, using up I did have to buy some more 18 gauge 3/16 rings from Josh Diliberto. Hankalicious, thank you for the share. And I will probably have to buy some more. I use a lot of 18 gauge 3/16. It's one of the rings that I find to be very versatile, in that I've used it a lot and have made a bunch of different weaves with it. Can't make every weave, but, you know, I think I use it mostly for Byzantine, if I'm being honest. Byzantine, Japanese 12-2, European 4-1, Turkish, it's part of the recipe for Turkish round mail. Couple others, you know. I bought a lot of it and I used it a lot. Like the Byzantine hexagon bottle wraps for bottles and for my big Bubba coffee cup. That's all 18 gauge 3/16. All right, I've got my chainmail sphere hacky sack ball here, where I only ordered half the ball bearings that I needed to fill it. Right? See, it's so I've got more ball bearings coming. Right, and it's just, I don't know how, like, it's measured out to be like round, like a ball. It's just acting like it's going to be very flat. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's just I don't know. There's so many things I want to do and so little time. I need to order some Christmas colored anodized aluminum in 18 gauge 3/16. Why, you ask? Because I have a bunch of ornaments that I want to decorate with some Byzantine hexagons, and then finally get those done. There's a project that's been sitting for some time. It's like I bought 12 Christmas bulbs from Michaels or something, and I wrapped one in chainmail, and the rest were just sitting in a box being carted around the country for quite some time. Not my normal kind of project, to be honest. I'm just going to make a bunch of gifts with them and give them away. What else do I have to make? Aside from the big projects we talk about all the time, the neighbor wants a small jelly cube, so I'm going to make that. And then there's still the guitar straps and belts that I need to redo the leather work on. So that'll be fun. Redo the leather work on that. I've got a start on a sheath for my double-headed battle axe, right? That I'm not the greatest of leather workers by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm familiar enough with leatherworking and tools to get myself into trouble, so I have started on making this sheath. And then the goal is have the battle axe in a sheath mounted to a display board that, you know, it's been all stained and looks pretty and everything. You can probably just buy one of those, actually, right? Buy one of those, and then hang it on the wall. I just don't want it to be uncovered hanging on the wall because we do get little kids down here sometimes. Feel free to pick your brain. Sheaths, you have a lot. I'll send you a picture and you can tell me what you think. It's an interesting axe that I've had for a long time. I can make myself a plaque. It's just one of those things that it's like, they make sword displays and stuff. Do I feel the urge enough to make a custom plaque for it to be displayed on? You know, is that urge great enough to stir me to do something about it, you know? Like one of the arts and crafts projects I'd love to do is like a taxidermy dragon, right? Just do a big fake taxidermy dragon head and mount it on the wall down here, and then do like, I don't know, a goblin head, and like make this like fake trophy room down here in the basement of, you know, fantastical monsters. 15 to 35 is a good price for them, unless brass plate engraving. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Yes. I don't want to spend too much more. That's why it's like, okay, do I make one or do I go and, you know, do something else? You have goblins, dwarves, a troll, and Iron Man helmets. Like goblin helmet, dwarf helmet, a troll helmet, and an Iron Man helmet. Or you have you already done this? I'll punch you if you've already done this. Here I am threatening violence. You have like the fake heads. I just think that'd be cool, you know? Have a bunch of, like a Bokoblin head from Legend of Zelda, right? Have that mounted on my wall. in your D&D room. Dungeons and Dragons. You need mounts for your shirt still? Yeah. That's another thing. I want to make more shirts. I've got this... my basement is divided into 2 sections with a furnace in the middle and then a small kind of hallway that connects them. It's weird. It's dumb. But also, I would love to redo it, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Along that hallway is enough room for me to just line up a bunch of shirts. And you still have room to walk. So in addition to putting all my chainmail crap on the window ledge that runs the length of the basements, I'm going to have a whole row of shirts. It's my only goal. Wife has half, you have the other half with the furnace in the middle too? Yeah, okay. I have both sides of the basement really. I really only use the side I'm on right now. And all my decorations are over here. Right? The other side has got some computers and some weight equipment. Astrid, how you doing? We're talking about stuffing monster heads and mounting them as trophies in our rooms. All right. Yeah. It's like that is, you know, making those would be a fun project to do. I don't know if I could pull it off, right? But it'd be cool. It'd be cool, you know, if I could probably find one. I can probably find someone who already makes them and just do that. But that's another project I'd like to do. And then, you would love to get your hands on a 3D printer and make cool things like that? See, yeah, a 3D printed head would be perfect. You could 3D print the head and the mounts to put it up on your wall. You have to paint it though, right? I bet there's someone who 3D prints them and paints them. Paint is the one media that I refuse to work in, really. Like to the point where I refuse to paint the walls of my house any color. Not necessarily, but those printers cost money. The cleanup is also a lot of work, yeah. Sanding and connecting pieces and all that fun stuff. Yeah, what's a bamboo printer? 1600? Yeah. I have tried to match paint over and over and over again in this house. I have painted and then used the same paint again to do touch-ups, and it didn't match. So I have we had a little flood in the upstairs bathroom, and it leaked through to the kitchen, and none of the off-whites or whites in the basement matched the paint. So I have since stopped. We painted our house down in Texas, and that was a trying time for me. And so from like this point forward, I'm not going to use paint to decorate walls, right? Like, it'll be, you know, sheets of some textured metal or some kind of board, you know, board slats mounted up the wall. Old paint being used later needs proper paint shaker to stir them right again. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, wood paneling, you know. At this point, you'd rather trade for 3D prints, 100%. Right, I don't have a proper paint shaker, and I'm not going to get one. I'm just going to cover up my walls with something other than paint as, you know, time goes on. Just because I have never been able to really get the same paint twice out of Menards, Lowe's, or Home Depot. So that's loads of fun. It's like going back and forth only to fail over and over and over again with the paint color. So it's fine. What I need to do is just buy a couple gallons of antique white and go through and paint the ceiling up on the main floor. Mine won't. My Ruck Tumbler will not work for stirring up paint cans. My tumbler, like, the barrel has an extruded base and an extruded top, and those two rest on the wheels that spin and the wheels are set lower than the top of the tumbler itself. It's not like a Harbor Freight where you've got the two rods that spin and then the barrel, right? Does that make sense? I can go grab my tumbler barrel to show you, or you can look up Franklin Arsenal rotary tumbler to see what I'm saying. To see why a paint can wouldn't work on my tumbler. But yeah, trade for 3D prints. You know? Trade children, chainmail, sexual favors. I mean, don't do that. Well. Whatever they accept as currency, right? That is a great idea. And then, yeah, have some monster heads down here. It'd be like, I gotta see here. Ocarina of Time, Legends of Zelda poster. I've got a piece of wood cut and painted as a female pirate. I've got 3 Frank Frazetta lithographics and a painting from my mommy and a caricature of my mom and my stepdad. And then like bar signs, like Sherwin-Williams and use a mixer for a drill. Yeah, I'm just... If I have to, I will, but after painting my house down in Texas, I refused to paint any of the rooms up here. So... But I do need to do the ceiling all one color. Which I don't want to do. And we've got some, they're like, you know, as the house settles, sometimes you get those little spider web cracks. They're not real big, but they're like, you know, a couple inches long where the sheetrock pulled itself apart. There are a couple of those. And my my skill in cleaning those up is not great. But I have learned a lot since being on the internet. So, I don't know when I'll get to that project. That seems like a summertime, fall time project for me a couple years from now. I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. Yeah, so Legend of Zelda poster, Pirate Queen, wood panel, 3 Frank Frazetta lithographics, and then a bunch of chainmail and chainmail shirts all adorn, oh, and a guitar, all adorn my basement, right? So some monster heads would go quite well down here. I don't know exactly where I'd put them, but a fellow guy on TikTok, he has he got the Gimli's helm from Lord of the Rings, his helmet, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't know you could order one of those, and apparently you can't because they were a limited edition release like 15 years ago. But that would also be cool, like if I can't find a way to do monster heads, get, you know, cool helmets. I should probably get cool helmets anyway to go on top of the shirt stands that I have. That just seems like a logical place to put a helmet, right? Maybe one day. You got the foam pattern for making Gimli's helmet? Nice. Yeah. Alright. So yeah. A lot of stuff I'd like to do. Maybe one day. Be a lot of fun. I've already got a bunch of crap on the walls down here in the basement as it is, so I don't really need to add anything, but why not? I don't think I made this quite long enough yet. Let's see. That. Oh no, that's perfect. That's too long, in fact. But we'll deal with that at another time. Alrighty, everyone. Let's see here. Let me show these off again real quick. Wasn't that? Oh, go down, stupid thing. Alright, I won't do that. Alright, so we got some lobster clasps on all those bracelets right there. Byzantine at the bottom, then some Turkish round, some half Persian, and some box chain. Right? So those are pretty much done. Can't really do much about the sizes. They are what they are. It's what I have here at the house, and I won't be ordering more from this manufacturer, right? So this is it of rings this size from the Ring Lord that I can use for jewelry. Okay, and then I do have I finally got rings to finish a bunch of these double-stranded Byzantine bracelets. Right? So the clasps, the buckle clasps are coming in soon. So we'll have a bunch of these ready to go here pretty soon. And then this captive inverted round, or I guess it is captive now that there's a piece of black leather cord that goes down the middle of this necklace that you can kind of see. We got the pendant on there, and so that's all done. So a lot of finished stuff, a lot of small projects finished up, ready to go. All right, and it is 10 o'clock. So if you're watching and you want to learn more about chainmail, please go to the link tree in my bio and check out the Mailworks app. And it's an app that has all the resources I would have wanted when I first got started, like where to find ring manufacturers, what kind of some tool recommendations, where other groups of chainmail artists hang out, things like that. If you want to, where to find tutorials, that's another good one. So if you're interested in learning how to start making chainmail, download the app and get started. And if you have any questions, there's a place to submit questions, and then a place to post questions in a social media page kind of deal, right? And if you're interested in watching me continue to do all my chainmail stuff, you can support me by going to mailworks.com and buying some merchandise, and you can get a chainmail onesie up to 4X, and you can get a giant snug hoodie in a chainmail theme, and then we have a lot of other designs for hooded blankets and cloaks and jerseys and stuff like that, and I'm going to get back to work on that pretty soon and design some more stuff here in the near future. So thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate you all being here and participating and commenting, and I wouldn't be able to do this without viewers like you. So thank you very much, guys. But it is 10 o'clock. I do have some stuff I got to do before bedtime. You all have a wonderful Tuesday evening, and I will probably see you tomorrow night here right around 8:30 or so. We'll see. I might get started a little early. And then, excuse me. Practice on Thursday, and then we'll stream, Friday, Saturday, Sunday over the weekend. So you all have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good one. Good night.